Alright guys, what's up? 1987 Mastermind here. I just wanted to, one second. Just wanted to give you my thoughts on the whole issue, controversial issue, what's going on. It was this whole thing with the Texas rule. Basically, allowing them to discriminate on people based because of their gay. ReviewTechUSA made a whole issue about it, saying that it's not right to discriminate and all that stuff. And now, I generally did agree with what he had to say, but what really ticks me off, this is what bothers me about everything, is that whenever it comes down to these kind of issues, they're always bashing religion. Christianity, we're Bible thumpers, and we're hateful, and and he brings up all these verses in the Bible, in the New Testament, Old Testament, stating that we hit our slaves, and if it survives, you're good, and if not, then you're punished, and all that thing. So that's, you have to show how bad. Nothing related to the issue. He doesn't relate it to the issue of the gays. Okay, now here's my view on this whole issue. I got nothing against gay people. I find, personally, it's not, let's be honest. To be clear, I got nothing against gay people. I think they have rights like us. They should be able to get jobs. They should be able to be successful and be good, make something of themselves and all those good things. But let's be honest. It's not a normal thing to see that. Whether it be lesbians or gays, to see two men. Be honest, it's not a common thing to see two men kissing. It's awkward, it's weird, and it's ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's their choice, it's their right to be gay. This is the United States of America. If they choose to be gay, that's their problem. You know what I mean? I find it, but because I'm not used to seeing it. Not to say that they're, again, they deserve, sorry, just looking at the Rangers game going on in the background. New York Rangers winning 1-0. But anyways, yeah, I just find it personally, But anyways, my point is that I feel like you can't have a dissenting opinion on this issue. Like, Solid Rev made a vid on this whole issue and saying that, people, it's like gays always want to be recognized and be, accepted. But I don't think they need, if they really want to be like everyone else, okay, then why do they have to go out of their way to show that they're gay? Like, for example, the NFL, that guy in the NFL that came out gay, and they always have to publicize it that he's gay and this and that. If they're like everyone else, then why are you making such a big deal? I mean, they should be like everyone else. They're normal like everyone else, then that's it. You know what I'm saying? They're normal people. Now, here's my thought, okay? Basically, what they're saying in this Arizona law is that they're allowed to say, you're gay, get out. Now, they found that offensive because why should you care that they're gay, right? Now, here's my basic opinion on this issue. If they're not doing anything to offend people of faith, then they have no right to kick this person out. If they're not doing anything, and they're doing it just because they're gay. Now, first of all, how are you going to find out if that person's gay? Are they going to go over to each person and say, are you gay? Yes, get out. Does that make any sense to you? Like, are they going to, ask these people if they're gay or not? Like, I don't think that's going to happen. And for me, unless they're doing something that offends me, then I would get turned off, obviously. But look, if they're not doing anything offensive, I agree with ReviewTechUSA. I agree with the TruthBToldShow, truth. Then yeah, you're wrong for discriminating. You're wrong for discriminating against gay people. But if there's a couple in the store, let's say in a store with owners that are Jewish, Catholic, whatever, you get the point, right? And they start. This transsexual brings his boyfriend in. They're dressed very inappropriate, first of all. Let's say they're dressed half naked. I don't know. Whatever. You get the point, right? And then they come in and start making out and kissing and stuff like that. That is when I say, you know what? This isn't right. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. It's against our values. Goodbye. Here's another thing. If there is an institution, a Catholic institution, that says that, you know, let's say a gay couple comes over to a Catholic institution and says, you know what, you have to marry us. I don't think that pastor or rabbi or any of those people should have to marry off those people because it goes against what they believe in. They shouldn't have to do that. Okay? Now, let's say there's someone who's being hired, right? Consideration. Should he be asked, okay, so how much experience do you have? Oh, I've got a lot of experience in this area, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Are you gay? No, that shouldn't be asked. The only way it should be a problem is if there's something being done inappropriate in the workforce. For instance, let's say he decides to bring his gay prostitute in there and they start making out, having sex. Okay, fine. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Then they should be fired because that's inappropriate. You don't do that. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not. That's not something you do. Here's an example to prove why I'm not being prejudiced against gay people or why anybody isn't. Let's say it was a heterosexual couple that came in there and did the same exact thing. They should be fired as well. It's inappropriate. I once heard a story, okay? Basically, I used to work in a residence. I used to work in a home of disabled adults, okay? And I had this coworker once tell me that he knew a guy that on the Sabbath, okay? That's our... you know I'm Jewish. It's okay. On the Sabbath, basically they have, obviously it's a home, so it's basically live there. So it's a 24-hour operation, and there are shifts of people. There are people that come during the week in the morning, the afternoon, and night, and of course on the weekend, which is our Sabbath. Okay. Now, if this is what happened, okay, the guy invited his girlfriend over, and he invited a bunch of friends over while he was working, right? That is inappropriate. And if they weren't gay, it's like they should be fired, right? It's nothing to do with anything, right? So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying if the gay people are doing something that's inappropriate, that's against religion, their people's beliefs, whether you disagree or not is insignificant. You have to respect other people's beliefs. Am I wrong for that, saying that? Right? So basically, it's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? To do that, and they should be. That's the only way. But if they are firing that person or not hiring that person just because he's gay, then no, it's wrong. Because as long as it doesn't affect his ability as a human being to perform his job, then it doesn't make a difference what his sexual preference is. And again, if in public, which is considered a public area, unless you're naked and having sex right there, if they want to kiss and caress, I would find it, ugh. Because I haven't seen it before. Not that, look, they can do whatever they want. It's their right. It's fine. But, again, they have a right to do that. But if they're in a private area and they're doing these inappropriate things and it goes against what religious people stand for, it's not fair to those religious people. They should respect their beliefs and say, I understand. I'm going to keep it in the bedroom, basically, okay? Keep your personal life in the bedroom. If they're doing their job and it's not affecting their ability to work, then there's no reason why they should be fired or discriminated against. And what really bothers me is the fact that ReviewTechUSA went on this big tirade against religion and to make it sound like we're a bunch of bigots who discriminate against gays, blacks, whatever. And I just want to make an argument. He said that, about slaves, that if we beat up slaves, it's so, you don't get prosecuted, and how we treat and how we believe in slavery. Now, if you look at it, in the Jewish Bible, in the Old Testament, masters were required to treat their slaves with the utmost respect. So in other words, there's one pillow available in the house, you give that to your slaves. And when the slave leaves, you give them gifts, and all these things, you're supposed to treat them, then you treat better yourself. So I think that ReviewTechUSA is taking those comments out of context. Now, I don't know exactly where it is that he stated those, phrases, but it just doesn't make any sense to me because I think he's taking it way out of context. And you got to understand, coming from a perspective of me being Jewish, you have to understand that the people back then were on a higher level of spirituality than we were. They understood. They were able to handle these kind of things today. Today's laws would not apply because we are on the utmost level of impurity. Okay, I'm stating something from the Jewish Bible. So they wouldn't understand. We wouldn't be able to do those kind of things, and God knows that. We're on the lowest of the low level, and God understands that we wouldn't be able to handle a lot of these things. That's why we're not, privileged to have all these Jewish things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think those laws really apply to today. You can't really. And also, he's reading the basic text of the Torah. Okay, the Torah. Okay, you know what that is. Okay, and you have to understand that there's two different things. And this is coming from a Jewish perspective. There's two different things. There's two different parts of the Torah. There's the written literal Torah, which is the 5 books. Genesis, Leviticus. I'm not doing it. Exodus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Okay, you have that aspect. And then you have the Torah, oral Torah, which is written, but in those days it wasn't written, which is the Talmud, the rabbis of back then. It's called, I don't know if you guys would understand. I don't have the exact translation of that. But then they explain exactly what it is. And you have the Mishnayos, which is something else, that explains what the Torah is really trying to tell you. And that's what they're there for. It's not that, it's basically, you have to understand what this really means. You can't just take the literal translation of what it's saying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I think it's just, whenever an issue like this is brought up, it's always the religious people. The religious people, they're horrible. They're bigots. They're against everything. They're intolerant. I just think it's disgraceful that he just brought in religion, and he's completely, I agree with some of what he said, a good portion of what he said. Gay people shouldn't be discriminated against. I hear you. Only if it infringes on religious people's beliefs. However, you know what I'm saying? To go into religion, he should have stopped there after that issue. He shouldn't have brought up religion. It's not necessary. And you know what? I'll probably be called a bigot. You don't want to tolerate this. You don't want to tolerate that. These stupid religious people. They're a bunch of, Anyways, you get my point. I just had to get this off my chest, and I hope this was informative. And no disrespect to those two guys. I mean, they make great, gaming videos and stuff like that. And let's just drop that. You guys, your channels are gaming. Keep it gaming. You know what I'm saying? Alright guys, this is long enough. One of my longest videos, and yes, I'm back. It's been busy. I guess I'll make an update video or something like that eventually, if I get around to it. I'm really busy right now. But anyways guys, hope you enjoy this video, and I probably won't talk about these contentious issues anymore. I gotta shut up. Alright, good night guys. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Take care.